If you're coming to Utah and you want to check out Zion National Park, I definitely recommend it. This is one of my top favorite national parks in the United States. What I love so much about it is that you have this like scenic drive, which in case if you don't want to do any hikes or anything like that, this is a way that you can actually see the park itself. They also have that tunnel that's inspired by cars, which I personally love. I'm a huge Cars fan. This is it right here, as you guys are seeing. The reason why it was inspired by cars is because when you drive through it, you can see the beautiful scenery as soon as you get to the end of the tunnel, and that is what inspired the filmmakers to just do that idea inside of the movie. I was actually blown away by Zion. At first I was like, I don't know if this will be one of my favorites, but it actually was just so mind-blowing, and I definitely recommend you doing that drive because that scenic drive was literally absolutely breathtaking. Like, I cannot believe the views that we had. The line to get into the national park is really long, so take that into account, but we avoided all of that by getting there super early. So you do actually have to take a bus to some of the hikes. I'll explain that in just a little bit. If you're coming to Utah, I would not skip over Zion National Park. It really is very much worth it. One of the most famous hikes in Zion National Park is the Narrows, and if you go at 5:30, you could take the first bus, which is at 6 a.m. to the Narrows. The reason why they have a bus is because they close off the roads, so the only way you can get to the hikes is by bus, which is not a big deal. A little bit inconvenient. We were at the very last stop, which is stop number 9, but it is something that you do have to do, and I would recommend getting on that first bus, which is at 6 a.m. We got in line at 5:30 for this bus. So this is a very popular hike, and it gets very busy. We were one of the first people on the hike, and it was very nice. It wasn't crowded. The hike itself was absolutely amazing and very beautiful. I definitely recommend it. The reason why people bring poles, and I have a wooden pole, is because the rocks get very slippery, especially with being in the water, and you can use that pole to just kind of keep yourself grounded. Just to let you guys know, you will get wet on this. You'll definitely get your shoes wet. I didn't get anything above my torso wet, but that depends on if it rains or anything like that. I got my pole from a pole rental, and I think I spent $10 for the day. I definitely recommend it, like I said, because again, the rocks are very slippery, and it's very nice to have that pole to kind of just keep yourself grounded. I definitely think it helped me instead of like slipping or falling or hurting myself. We got to see some wildlife. We actually got to see this one deer that like started to climb a rock. It was kind of like funny to watch. Since we were the first people on the hike, we literally almost had this hike to ourselves. It was very nice, very calm and peaceful. On the way back though, we ran into so many people. It got so crowded. It was insane. So I definitely don't recommend coming at like 12 o'clock because you will be stuck with a ton of people, and it can get dangerous having that many people around. Should you skip this hike when you're in Zion? No, definitely do it, even if you're not like a fan of the water or anything like that. It was so much fun. My dad and I, we did 16 miles. So that means we did 8 miles there and then 8 miles back. You can go for as long as you want, and then you can turn around. You don't have to feel like you have to do the whole 16 miles, but you can go even further if you want. You just have to have a permit, and it's mainly for camping. You do not need a permit though to do the normal Narrows. You just need a permit if you're going to camp, which we did see a few people who did camp start to leave the Narrows. We got in the trail around like 6:15, 6:30-ish, I want to say, and we started making our way back, and I think we were back at the actual buses around like 12, maybe closer to 1. So yes, you can do this in a whole entire day, and I definitely recommend it. The Narrows was honestly so much fun. I see why it's a #1 hiking spot, but it definitely does suck on how crowded it gets, especially during the summer months. It was honestly so much fun, and I would definitely do it again. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my Narrows vlog, and I hope it was very informative and to help convince you guys to go to the Narrows as well. Zion has a lot of hikes, especially like Angel's Landing. Did not get to do Angel's Landing, unfortunately could not get a permit for, but Zion National Park is honestly so beautiful, and I definitely recommend you guys going. It is literally #2, maybe #3 on my favorite national parks I've visited so far. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I really do appreciate it. Follow me if you're subscribe if you're not, as that helps me out a lot. Hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.